For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Batpoles Camping and Leisure with me, Mike. Today I'm giving you a bit of a review video talking about all the different accessories you can buy for your camper awning. So whether it's something that's in the year gone by or something that's coming up for the new 2017 season, all of these things will fit certain models. So some things haven't really changed, but there are some new things to look out for as well. One thing that you should pretty much go for with any camper awning is the storm straps. So a storm strap, camper are very cunning in the fact that they use different size storm straps for everything else on the market. So your generic sort of 50mm wide ones won't unfortunately work. You have to, very cunningly, like the Kampa do, buy their official camper storm strap. So it's a 25mm. Comes in a packet like this. You've got two storm straps and also pegs with some elasticated part as well. The pegs are like a V-shaped peg because really they're best for sort of gripping and retaining the strength. So like I said, you can pick those up at any sort of good dealer like ourselves. Other sort of necessity I would probably sell with every single camper awning is the rear Batpoles. The purpose of the rear Batpoles is to push the back of the awning, so either the sides here, flat against the side of the caravan. Purpose being to help stop the draft comes flying through. There's two different types of poles for the sort of the seasons now. So you can go for your classic steel poles, which have got a sort of plastic adjuster on there, or probably what you might see is more like a screw adjuster. So that just feeds in like so, turn it upside down, adjust it to what height you need it to, like so, and then push that clip in so you get a nice sort of snap. And then like I said, that's designed really because you've got a foam pad here to push against the caravan to stop the draft coming down the outside. The second model, which is a brand new model they've brought out for the 2017 season, is an aluminium version. So the purpose of it being it's based on more of the trekking pole, so like your walking pole type style. So you physically rotate the pole round and then it sort of telescopes out. So that's it there. So what you've got is by rotating it like so, it loosens it off, and then you can alter it to whatever height you need to. Just by rotating it sort of clockwise, it locks it into position. So that again, you can put it up against the caravan. For me, I think that aluminium pole, it's a little bit more money, but I think it's worth it just for the locking system. I think necessarily it's easier just to sort of lock it like that rather than sort of pull and clamp. With something I've actually used in the back of this classic, which I'm doing the video in. So this is again a brand new model for the 2017 season. And I think because of the overall diameter is a bit thicker, it's probably got a bit more stability to it. One thing, there's a lot of sort of bread and butter items, like I said, with camper awnings and things you look at. So I've mentioned the storm straps, I mentioned the rear Batpoles. One thing Kampa do for pretty much all of their awnings again are different sort of types of carpets. So you've got a continental cushion carpet, which is I'm standing on right now, which is a breathable carpet. As it says in the description, it's cushioned, so it's a bit nicer under the feet. Or you've got more traditional easy tread ground sheets. So they make them specifically for their size of the awnings. So there'll be, every awning they do, there'll be a generic carpet designed exactly for it, in both easy tread and in the cushion carpet. It's a new colour for the 2017 season, which I do quite like, to be fair. A bit more vibrant than the sort of lightly duller one they had for last year and the years gone by. So that's a really nice little feature again. Another item you can look at to get again pretty much nearly every camper awning is the addition of the Sabre Light. So a Sabre Light is a fairly newish concept, which is a LED light that sits in the roof part. So they do different sizes, but for all of the awnings, it's the 150 you need. That refers to how many LEDs. It's about 1,000 lumens, 150 LEDs. And in all of the air awnings currently, you've got little Velcro tabs, like I said, just above me. So you've got sort of one position there, and then one a bit more head height here. So you can choose where you want it to go. The whole principle of it is you can sort of Velcro it in and out. I've just created a little loop there so I can slide it in. But you need to start by buying an add-on kit, which you can then sort of add on to your starter kit, So you start a starter kit, add-ons as you please. So you can actually link up 3 onto one socket. So the purpose of it is, the 150 comes with a 3-pin main socket, but you can buy a 12-volt cigarette lighter as an extra. And you can add, like I said, 3 onto one light, and you can actually alter the light as well. So you can have it sort of 100%, 80%, 50%, and change it so it's not always painfully bright inside of here. There is a separate video on the Sabre Light which you can check out, where I actually flick through with a remote control and show you how they work. So check that little video out. One thing you can always look at for your camper awning is roof liners. Pretty much available for all of the camper awnings that you've got. Now, what you necessarily see, if you're not really sure whether you can get a roof liner for it, have a look on the roof and see if you've got a white little loops stitched in. If it is, that's what the roof liner goes onto, these little white loops. If you've got black loops, that's actually meant for the inner bedrooms. So the inner bedrooms go inside the awning to sleep people, to help with condensation. So you need that second layer, really, if you're sleeping people inside the awning. Another way to sleep in people inside the awning, if you've got things like the Rally Pro range, so whether it be a Rally Pro poled model, an Ace poled model, or any of the Air awnings, i.e. in the Pro range, you can buy a zip-on annex. So if you've got the ability to remove this panel and zip something onto it, you can do so. I've currently got, like I said, in the Classic, the conservatory in place, but where that would be, you would have an annex you can put in there, and it actually comes with a 2-berth in a bedroom tent, so like saying you sleep people. And what you can do if you really want to, one on that side, one on that side. So you've got 4 people sleeping inside the awning at your own disposal, really. So that's a really nice little thing to look out for. One thing that's a brand new thing for the 2017 season is something called a limpet. So a limpet is a little sucker. So it's this little thing here. So this is actually a Mark I version. So the purpose of it, it's designed to help with the teaming up with the rear Batpoles to basically stop the draft coming down the outside. So on the new 2017 models, there's a little hole in the palmet part here. So what it's designed to do is to basically use the limpets in a situation. So it's a sucker with a little twist sort of part to it, and as you twist it, obviously it suckers it in more. So what you can do is do that. So push it on, twist it on, and it stays in place. So like I said, it's designed so in the holes at the back, you can undo the limpet, pop it through the hole, screw it on gently press against, it needs to be a flat, completely flat surface. Just rotate clockwise to lock it in place. Doesn't need to be over tightened, just a little bit of tightness, and then it's there. That's not going anywhere. And like I said, on the new 2017 awnings, you've got 4 positions with 4 holes pre-put inside of your awning. If you've got an awning previous years and you still want the feature of the limpet, you can buy these limpets. They come in a pack of 8, and you can actually buy an official limpet hole puncher. So you can punch awning holes, especially for the limpets, and so you can pretty much make it that nice fit, regardless of whether it's a camper model or a non-camper model, as long as you have that sort of baffle at the back. So a really good feature, and I certainly think it's one to look out for the 2017 season and onwards. When we come to the Pro range, so we're talking the Rally Pro, the Rally Pro Aces and things like that as well, they have what they call an accessory track. So the accessory track is a small little beading just beneath, in fairness, the cater which feeds into the awning. The purpose of this is loads of accessories specifically designed to feed onto that. One of which is this lovely little thing here, the storage organizer. So the principle really is you can pop bits and bobs in there, declutter the internal awning space, and just keeps it all neat and tidy. So that for me is a really nice extra to look at. And you just peg it down either side of the wheels. One thing you've also got which goes into the accessory rail is there's a small little rail you can feed on, and then you can buy like a Jill hanger, and then they hang coats off the side of it. Personally, I think for me, I prefer something like this. Bit of a longer pole, you can quite happily adjust it as well, so you can play with the heights a bit and have it whatever height you wish to. So you can go for one of these whether you've got a poled model or an air model, as long as you've got a small little clip at the top here, and then a little clip here. So just 2 clips, just allow you to adjust that and put that pole in it, so you can hang coats to let them air, or towels if you've been down to the beach and want it just to dry out. With all the pole models, such as the Rally Airs, so Rally Pro a normal rally and the Ace, you can buy what we call a Monsoon Pole. So a Monsoon Pole is an additional pole to help keep torsion in the roof, to keep it nice and tight and stop water pooling inside. So there's a clip on one side that clips in, it then goes over sort of your bracer pole into a small little slot you will see positioned about here. Like I say, you need probably 2 or 3 of these depending on which model you've got. So if you've got something like a 260 or a 330, 2 of those is what you're going to need. If it's a 390, then you're probably going to need a third. The Ace has its own individual particular one that you need to look out for, so just bear that in mind. One thing that is a nice little accessory for the inflatable models is this lovely little breeze pump. So the breeze pump is a 12-volt pump, which obviously into a cigarette lighter. You digitally set the pressure you wanted to put it to, so normally about 11 psi. Press go, up it does, inflates your tent for you. So if you want that sort of carefree ease and not have to worry about the manual labour part of pumping it up, it's a great little thing to look at. Personally, it does take a little bit longer to be than the dual action hand pump, but obviously you can enjoy a can of cider or what you wish in the meantime. But it's pretty much every sort of little feature you can look at for your camper awning. There are probably a few other ones I haven't quite mentioned, but all of what I've mentioned so far you can actually buy from us here at Batpoles, and you should be able to see it in the link below. Alternatively, you can always contact us on Facebook or email to just double check whether one certain item is going to be compatible with your current awning, but feel free to let us know about that. One last one I want to quickly sneak in there as well. If you've got an inflatable model, certainly like the Motor Rallies ranges, and you've got your rail sits a little bit proud to it, you can buy this. So there's a foam pad that Kampa are now selling. It's designed to sit behind the beam and just to buff it out. That way it makes the roof look a lot tighter. It's a small little difference, but makes a massive thing. So certainly with the Motor Rally ranges, when you've got like a fiamma awning, you feed it in, because basically that beam is about that far away from the actual hitting against the motorhome. So you need these little pads just to buffer it out, and it just pulls it all out and makes it look a much neater job. So that's yet again another little thing to look out for from now onwards with the 2017 season. So in essence, that's all of the extras. Like I said, have a look on the website if you wish to purchase them, or contact us for more information. But thank you for watching.